name is Jonathan Dills, and I play the cello. This video is for the oral competency portion of my sophomore decision, in which I'll be performing all three movements of the Casido suite for solo cello. While Catalan cellist, composer, and transcriber, Gaspar Casido may not be as well known as some of his contemporaries today, his work remains an important part of our heritage as cellists. Born in Barcelona, Casido lived from 1897 to 1966. After World War I, Casido began touring and became a world-famous cellist, performing with many of the leading conductors of his time. As a composer, he wrote many works for the cello, as well as a few chamber works and pieces for solo guitar. As the son of a church musician, Casido was surrounded by music at an early age. His interest in the cello drew him to the instrument at the age of 7. Only 2 years later, during Casido's first public performance, his talent was discovered by a young 21-year-old Catalan cellist named Pablo Casals. Upon this partnership, Casido was offered a scholarship from his home state of Barcelona to study with Casals full-time in Paris. While in Paris, Casido also had the opportunity to study composition with Manuel de Falla and Maurice Ravel. The influence they had on Casido, including colorful use of timbre and texture of Ravel and the Spanish nationalist sentiments of Manuel de Falla, can be heard throughout Casido's suite for solo cello. In addition to the influences of Manuel de Falla and Maurice Ravel, the suite for solo cello pays homage to the way in which Casals transformed the reception of the Bach suite for solo cello. Prior to Casals, the suites were perceived as etudes not fit for the concert hall. Like the Bach suites, Casido's suite is a collection of dances introduced by a free-flowing sostenuto preludio, which turns into a zarabanda, related to the Baroque sarabande. The opening theme is presented twice, one forte, the other piano. This is said to represent Don Quixote and his beloved Dulcinea. The movement also quotes Zoltán Kodály's Sonata for Solo Cello, as well as the flute solo from Ravel's ballet De Finis and Chloe. The second movement is a sardana, which is a dance most closely associated with the Catalonian nationalist revival of 19th century. The opening of this movement is played entirely in harmonics, imitating the high flautando sound of the wooden flipple flute. This particular flute was used to call the dancers to town square. The sardana is a dance with two outer sections and a middle section, the middle section being more lyrical and in a minor key. The rustic dance sections in this movement frequently change registers to imitate the way various sections of a band interact. The final movement highlights Casido's Spanish roots through demonstrative flurries of arpeggios, percussive punctuations imitating castanets, and vibrant dance rhythms. He bases this movement on a traditional Spanish dance called the jota, a dance originally performed in colorful clothing and accompanied by castanets. The movement starts slowly in a ruminative intermezzo featuring lyrical 5-beat phrases that ultimately transform into the opening of the jota. The movement continually alternates between the self-reflective intermezzo and the extroverted jota. The flamenco style of the jota brings the whole suite to a full Spanish-spirited ending. This is truly a masterpiece and an important part of our cello literature. It allows cellists to show off their wit, agility, and intimacy, as well as giving plenty of opportunity for cellists to play with fire and conviction in their sound. I hope you'll enjoy.